Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a book haul, unboxing, kind of a mixed bag video. So I really got out of the habit of filming consistent book hauls. Honestly, I haven't done that for years on this channel. And then I put one up like last month or the month before, and you guys really seemed to like them, so I thought maybe I would slowly start incorporating them back on my channel. The thing is, I honestly just don't buy books in bulk like that anymore. Obviously, I did at one point. I'm trying to be more responsible with my money. I'm trying to budget better and just like not buy excessive things. So I've been using my library a ton. I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks, whether they're through my library or through a subscription service and stuff. So I have some books that I did buy. I've got some library books to show you. I have an unboxing like I said, and then I'll also show you some of the audiobooks that I've recently gotten from my library. As always, I will have everything that I talk about in this video linked down below in the description if you want to go check it out or learn some more about it. But other than that, let's just get straight into the video. So the first two books I'm going to show you is actually a perfect example of what I've been doing. I read both of these books last month and I borrowed both of them from the library, and I ended up liking them so much that I decided I wanted my own copy. So the first one was Girls with Sharp Sticks by Suzanne Young. I adored this book. It's one of my favorite books that I've read so far this year. It's described as a mixture between Westworld and The Handmaid's Tale, and I just thought this book was so thought-provoking and smart, but also just like unputdownable. Like I couldn't stop reading this book. It's about an all-girls private academy that teaches women how to be proper young women and have manners and stuff. Like they don't even learn about real subjects. It's all about how to fulfill the stereotypical feminine gender role. But you also learn that there's something weird going on with this school. We don't know something. The girls don't know something, and the mystery is what kept me reading. I needed to know exactly what was going on. I also really loved the female friendships in this book, but overall, obviously, I just really enjoyed this book enough that I wanted my own copy. I talked about this a lot in my July wrap-up, June wrap-up, whichever one it is, I'll have linked down below if you want to hear my full thoughts on this. But it's also the first book in a series, so I'm really looking forward to the sequel. And then I also picked up this one just because it was cheap and it was on sale. I haven't broken all of my habits. That was The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I also read this last month. This is a romance novel and it was really cute. I really enjoyed it. It's a hate to lovers romance about the maid of honor and the best man. In this wedding, when everyone else in the wedding gets super sick, they end up taking the honeymoon of the couple of their siblings because they're the only people who weren't sick. They absolutely hate each other. As you can imagine, that's not the case by the end of the book. This was really fun. I really enjoyed it, and it's a really cute looking book. Like I'm really into the like summery pretty feel. So yeah, those are the first two books that I picked up recently. The next thing that I have to show you is a library book that I just got the other day. That is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I'm actually currently reading this, and this is an adult thriller. It might be considered horror. I think it's more of a thriller. It's about our main character Jules, who has had frankly a terrible life. Like nothing but terrible things have happened to this poor woman, and we find her when she has recently lost her job and now she's kind of homeless and she's newly single because her boyfriend was cheating on her, and she finds this ad in the paper to go be an apartment sitter at this really prestigious apartment complex in Manhattan. And so basically they're gonna pay her an ungodly amount of money to live in this luxury apartment, and all she has to do is follow a couple of rules, but the rules are kind of weird. Like you can't have any visitors, you can't spend any nights away from the apartment, you can't talk to anyone else in the building, and things like that. And we're jumping back and forth between her now, who she's like in a hospital and she's like, oh my god, like don't make me go back there, and in the past when she had first gotten this job and she's moving in and we have no idea like what's really going on with this apartment. So yeah, I'm not super far into this one. I'm about 50 pages in, but I'm really enjoying it so far. This is a new release and I've heard nothing but good things about it. So when I saw it at my library, I was so pumped that they had it. I think the audiobook for this is also available on Scribd if you have that subscription service. The next book that I've acquired recently is House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. This was a YA book of the month book. I will spare you on the whole spiel because I assume like every booktuber that you follow is now an affiliate, but I'm also an affiliate. YA book of the month subscription service. They just send you a book every month. It's $15 a month. If you use my code in the description, it's $10 a month and I receive a small commission. So if you want to support me through using that link and getting yourself a cheap subscription service, I'd appreciate it. But this book, I'm really excited about this actually. This is a retelling of the Brothers Grimm fairy tale. I think it's called 12 Dancing Princesses. And it's about this girl who lives in a manor by the sea with her gigantic family. She used to have 12 sisters, but they've slowly been dying off in really weird ways. And now all of the surrounding villages are saying that her family is cursed by the gods. And and she's having these weird like visions that are making her think that the deaths of her sisters have not been accidents. And I think there's also some kind of romance in here. From the people that I've heard who've already read this book, everyone seems to really enjoy this. For whatever reason, do you ever just like get a vibe from a book? Like you just read a description or you hear someone talk about it or you see it and you just know that you're gonna like it? I've gotten that vibe from this book, so I have very high hopes for this one. The next thing I got, I've been putting off buying this for a really long time. I've held out for a really long time, but I saw this was 50% off and I couldn't help myself. So I finally got the first 3 illustrated Harry Potter books in the boxed set. Like I said, it was 50% off, and I've been really wanting to reread this series, and I feel like reading the illustrated edition is just gonna be like a really special way to reread them. So in case you haven't already seen what the covers look like, this is the first one, the Sorcerer's Stone, the Chamber of Secrets, and my personal favorite of the 3, Prisoner of Azkaban. Both, like, this is my favorite book of the 3, but also my favorite cover. I love the purple color scheme. And the reason why I thought this would be a good time to pick these up is because I think the 4th illustrated edition is coming out soon. But yeah, I'm really excited to reread these. It's been a long time. I'm going through this weird part of my life where I've graduated college and I'm realizing I'm getting old. Not like old, but like I'm definitely like not a child anymore. And so this is like a good time to revisit my childhood through these. So I'm really looking forward to this reread, and the artwork is just, it's really cool. Oh, these are so freaking heavy. As far as audiobooks that I said I would show you, I have a subscription to Scribd, and then I also use Libby to borrow books from my library. I canceled my Audible subscription finally because it was just too expensive. I'm currently listening to Dead Until Dark by Charlene Harris. I'll put a picture up here. This is the first book in the Sookie Stackhouse series, which is what the HBO show True Blood was based on. I'm more than halfway through this. This is such a fun, trashy, stupid paranormal romance. If you've seen the show, you probably know exactly what to expect from this book. The writing is absolutely horrendous. Like, if you want to drown in adverbs, pick up this book. But like, I don't even care because I'm enjoying this so much. But as far as audiobooks that I have borrowed from my library lately, I have A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. This is the last book in the Ember and the Ashes. No, that's not true. This is the 3rd book in the Ember and the Ashes series. There's actually going to be 4. The last one comes out next year. I also recently got off the waitlist for God's Grave by Jay Kristoff. This is the sequel to Nevernight, which I read I read that this month and I really enjoyed it. That's actually our book club pick for August, the first book, and I was so obsessed with it that I immediately put a hold on the sequel because I knew I was going to want to get it as soon as possible. And then 2 ebooks that I downloaded were A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kebner. I got this one purely because Angela recommends this so much. I'm going to link her channel down below too. Apparently this has really good cerebral palsy representation in it, and it's also a retelling of Beauty and the Beast? It's some fairy tale retelling. I honestly don't know that much about it. She just raves about this book so much that I feel like I have to read it. I have to see how good this book is. And also, you guys, every time I ask for book recommendations, someone recommends me a book by this author, so it's past time. I need to try one of her books. And the other ebook that I got is also because one of you guys told me about this, is Courting Darkness by Robin Lefevers. Robin Lefevers wrote the His Fair Assassins trilogy, which is one of my all-time favorites. It's about assassin nuns. I recommended it a ton when I first started this channel. I know I haven't talked about it a lot lately, but this is a continuation of that series, and I hadn't realized that it was out yet. I didn't know it had already been published, and thank you. I can't remember who told me that it was out, but thank you for reminding me to pick up this book because I'm really excited about it. That's literally one of my all-time favorite like historical fantasy series. So the last part of this video is going to be an Unplugged book box unboxing. This is actually their adult box. You can get the YA or the adult, and it's basically a book box and a self-care hybrid, so all of the little knickknacks that they send you are for self-care, which I'm a sucker for. The whole like face masks, candles and stuff, I love it. I'm a sucker for it. Call me basic, but I love that kind of stuff. And so this box is one of the few books boxes that I've tried that I've actually liked all of the little items that I get, and I don't feel like I'm just gonna like not ever use them. So I got the adult box this month. I've only ever gotten their YA box in the past, but I wanted to try their adult box, and I've actually already peeked inside, so I already know what the book is. And you guys, I was so excited. So some of the items that it came with, this spray called Mermaid Magic, and apparently you're supposed to spray it on your skin and in your hair after you get in the pool, and it like helps neutralize the chlorine, which I think would be interesting. And I have a pool in my backyard. I love to swim and stuff, and it smells really good, so I definitely think I'll get good use out of this. And this is right up my alley too. This is wine slush mix. So you put it in a blender with wine and ice, and you basically make like a wine slushy. I don't know how good this is gonna be, but I'm very curious and I want to try it. Strasberry sangria flavor. So is it like strawberry and raspberry? I don't know. This just sounds really fruity and delicious. And then it also came with this really cool bookmark that has this like little charm on it. And then the last couple of items in the box before I get to the book, they sent a little notebook, which is perfect because you guys know I'm all about the writing, and I love how it's all like recycled paper and stuff. There's a magnet from the Kiss Quotient, which I have not read, and this is something that came in the last box. I didn't realize it was something they did every single month, but they send you a Spotify playlist that you can scan and go listen to. And then they also have like a guided meditation back here, which you know I'm all about the meditation. So yeah, I just think it's a really neat collection of things that come in this box. But for what you probably really care about, the book is The Arrangement by Robin Harding. I was this close to buying myself a copy of this book, so when I saw that this was in the box, I got hyped. This is another adult thriller kind of deal. I first heard about this book from one of Lala's videos, from Books and Lala. I don't remember which video. I think it was one of her like thriller wrap-ups. I think she only gave this book 3 out of 5 stars, but the way that she described it made it sound like I might enjoy it more than she did. It's about sugar babies basically, and she was saying that she didn't think the title or the cover did the book justice, and I agree with that because the way that she described it made me want to read this a lot more than just like looking at the book does. But basically I think our main character is young and she forms this relationship with an older sugar daddy who's married, and so he wants to keep the relationship a secret, and essentially she becomes like obsessed with this sugar daddy. Yeah, she's a young art student in New York City. All thrillers I feel like are set in New York City. Gabe is her new sugar daddy. He's more than 30 years older than her. He's a corporate finance attorney, and so he abruptly ends things and she's like fallen in love with him and goes psycho basically. So this sounds like it's probably gonna be really like stupid, but I'm also like really excited about this. I've been in such a thriller mood lately, so I'm definitely hoping to read this soon. I'll have Unplugged's website linked down below if you want to go check them out. I genuinely really like this book subscription service. Like I said, it's one of the few that I actually use the little items that come with it. So yeah, those are all of the books that I've picked up recently. That's also kind of a sneak peek into an upcoming TBR because I've gotten actually in a really good habit of immediately reading the books that I've acquired instead of just buying a ton of books and then waiting forever to get to them. It definitely makes me more accountable and more conscious of the books that I get because I'm like, if I'm not going to read this immediately, there's no reason to buy it immediately. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, everything I talked about today will be linked down below in the description if you want to go check it out. If you're new here, I would love it if you would subscribe. I put up at least 2 new videos every single week. I've actually been popping out at least 3 a week, and I'm pretty proud of myself with that consistency. If you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up, and all of my social media linked down below in the description. If you want to come follow me elsewhere, I would recommend Instagram because that's where I interact with you guys the most. And I also started a Society 6 shop. If you didn't know, I'll have that linked down below in the description. I think it's kind of fun. And other than that, I'll just see you guys in my next video very, very soon. Bye.
So hit me. So hit me. So hit me. First a confession. With you I feel a connection. With